This just now we defined the zeroth law of thermodynamics. So we can see how a thermometer works using this zeroth law of thermodynamics. So what we do is there are many macroscopic parameters for any system. What are macroscopic parameters? Like volume, pressure, etc. So choose one of those parameters, and we say that we want to test the change in this macroscopic parameters when you bring it in contact with the system that you desire to test. So then what you have to do, you have to bring characterizing the system among the many macroscopic parameters characterizing the system M, select one, call it V, which varies by appreciable amounts when M is brought into thermal contact with various systems to be tested. So it is nothing anything, I mean, it is nothing great. So you're just bringing something that changes its volume. So if I want to test the change in the volume when I bring, if this is my system M, which has a parameter V, okay, which has a parameter V, which changes when I bring into thermal contact, which changes when I bring into thermal contact with any system. So if I have a system M which has a parameter, maybe it can be liquid, it can be some mercury or something, it changes its volume when I bring it in contact with the system that I desire to test. Okay, so now let's say if this system is A, I have another system that is A dash, and I bring this system M which has the same parameter. This is the system M, same, these both are same parameter V, okay, same parameter V, which changes when in thermal contact with this system. So if the same amount, let's say this V is the volume, so if the change in volume is the same when I bring in contact with A dash, and change in volume is the same when I bring in contact with A, that means system A and system A dash are in same, like I can say right now as temperature, or I can say they both are in equilibrium. A and A dash are in thermal equilibrium, you can mention like that. So that is what so thermometers use this property. Okay, so that is how thermometers are designed. So but there are some conditions that you have to follow. What is the condition? The system M is chosen to be much smaller, that is to have fewer degrees of freedom than the system which is which I designed to test. Like if the thermometer has to be much smaller than the body of a person that you you desire to test. So why do we need, why should the thermometer be much smaller than, like, my body? Because this is desirable in order to minimize the possible energy transfer to the system under test. So there should be no energy transfer from the thermometer to the system that you desire to test. And it should not disturb the system. So because of that, the thermometer has to be very small compared to the system that you desire to test. Okay, so this is the working of a thermometer. So it's all written in the language of thermodynamics. So just whatever I explained now, they just wrote it in words. And also you should mention that it obeys the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay, so now the final conclusion we can say, consider any thermometer M with any parameter V chosen as its thermometric parameter. So if the volume is changing when it is brought into contact, thermal contact, then that volume is the thermometric parameter here. The value assumed by V when the thermometer M has come to thermal equilibrium, so the system A will by definition be called the temperature A of the system with respect to the particular thermometric parameter. Okay, so if this the level of the change in volume can be denoted as the temperature of the system A, that is what it is saying. Okay, so when I bring this M in contact with the system A and the volume that is changing inside this thermometer M, then that level I can take it as the temperature of the system A. So that is what it means. Okay. Now now we can come to our equation. Okay, so two systems will remain in equilibrium when placed in thermal contact with each other if and only if they have the same temperature. So we came to the conclusion of our temperature. So 1 by kT, that is equivalent to beta, but we also know that that is dou ln omega by dou E. The thermometer measures then by virtue of fundamental property of system A, namely the variation of its density of states with energy. So if I say that temperature is changing, what is the meaning? The number of accessible states with respect to energy are changing. So the density of its states with respect to its energy is changing, and this quantity is also called the absolute temperature. Okay, so this much about temperature. So our next topic is heat reservoir. So in this heat reservoir, what we are basically saying is that there is a you can just take the example of a hot cup of tea and a slice of lemon. Okay, so if I have a hot cup of tea, and this is your tea, okay, and then I put a slice of lemon inside this. So then this cup of tea will be your heat reservoir. Okay, this will be your heat reservoir, and this is the lemon piece. This lemon piece is another system, but adding this lemon piece will not change the temperature of this hot cup of tea. Okay, so A dash, so you can say that A dash, this is A dash. A dash is a heat reservoir or heat bath with respect to the smaller system. Here there are two systems. First one is A dash, that is your cup of tea, and the other system is A, that is your lemon. Okay, piece of lemon. So then with respect to the smaller, this is the smaller system and this is the bigger system. So A dash is a heat reservoir or heat bath with respect to the smaller system if it is so large that its temperature parameter remains essentially unchanged irrespective of any amount of heat Q which it may absorb from the smaller system. How much ever heat this lemon slice gives to this cup of tea, also there will be no major change in the temperature of the this cup of tea. So that is the meaning of that. So this what I just told now you're writing in the form of mathematics. So this change in temperature is written as change in beta with respect to E dash, and the amount of heat absorbed is Q dash. By this large system is Q dash. It will be much less than beta dash itself. Okay, the change that this cup has due to putting a piece of lemon, that is this, multiplied by the heat absorbed by this big system, that is Q dash, is in fact much less than the total beta dash or the total temperature. This what is beta dash? This is what? Nothing but 1 by kT dash, the temperature of the this cup. Okay, so change in this beta value is much less compared to this original beta, where E dash is the mean energy of A dash measured from its ground state, while the heat Q dash absorbed by A dash is at most of the order of the mean energy E bar of the small system. Okay, so this bar means it is nothing but average energy, and this is your lemon and this is your hot cup of tea. So when you divide the average energy of the lemon piece divided by the average energy of the mean energy of the hot tea cup, it will be much less than 1. Okay, so yeah. So, okay, this example I have written. So, this change in that beta divided by energy can also be written as like this: ln omega E dash plus Q dash minus ln omega of E. Okay, so this is the energy absorbed minus the original energy. What it should be? We can write this in the form of a Taylor series expansion. So you can write it like this. So dou ln omega dash dou E into Q dash plus half dou square ln omega dou E square multiplied by Q square. So etc. These terms will keep on going like that. So what is important here is that because this A dash acts as a heat reservoir, what will happen? This dou beta dash by dou e, dou beta dash by dou e dash multiplied by q dash is already much less than your beta that we already saw. So then what happens? I can cancel all these terms. I can cancel all the terms except for this first term. This first term is your beta dash. Okay, so except for this first term, all the other terms I can cancel it off because it will be very less compared to the first term. So then what happens? You got your equation ln omega dash e dash plus q dash. This is all pertaining to the system A dash. That means to the hot cup of tea. So that is equal to q dash by kt dash. Now the left hand side of the above equation expresses the entropy change of the heat reservoir. Okay, so this expresses what? It expresses the entropy change of the heat reservoir. So since this is a constant, we can write as q dash by t dash. So delta S, that is a change in heat. You can write here, see, dq by dt, change in heat absorbed divided by the temperature. So it's the same thing. I just wrote it again. So delta S by is equal to change in heat divided by the temperature of the system. So this much for today. Thank you.